Welcome to the tutorial titled Understanding SEO. My name is Amanda Wickett and I'm with Complete Web Solutions. As a web development company, that's what we do, is we create websites for folks just like you that want to brand, sell, uh, and make people aware of your product. So we look at web design a little bit different. There are over 600 million websites, and every minute of every day, 571 new websites get put up. 97% of these will never be seen by anybody but the site owner. And so when we have a client that says, I need a new website, what we hear is, I want to make more money, or you have goals for your business and you believe that a website is the right tool to achieve those goals, and so do we. But we're going to create the platform for you, but you have to understand what to do with it once we hand you the keys. So SEO is a very confusing thing for a lot of people. They don't know what it means. They're constantly getting emails saying, for dirt cheap, I'll get you on the front page of Google and you have to SEO and SEO. But no one really wants to tell you um, the reasoning behind how to do it by yourself. How do you know if you can justify what you're paying for it? So we're going to go through this, and it may get a little lengthy here. You might want to pause the video right now, go get yourself a cold drink, get some paper out so you can take some notes, and definitely if you have an Excel program on your system, go ahead and pull that up. We're going to create an Excel sheet so you can do something with the information I'm going to give you. So first thing we're going to do is get you to Google AdWords. And why is that the very first thing? Because as a business owner, this should be up on your screen 24 hours a day. You do not have to buy an ad through Google ever, but this is where Google places their keyword tool. And so to get there, you have to have an account on Google AdWords. So if you have never gotten an account on Google AdWords, not a problem. Let me explain that the first time you come on to Google AdWords and you are setting up an account, they actually will force you to remove or to build your first campaign. If you can see down here, I had to build my first campaign. I built it and did everything they needed me to do just so I could get to it, which included giving them a credit card. As soon as I built it, I paused it, and I will never run that ad. I did not take any time and consideration into what I put on that. It was mostly the title is blah blah and the content was blah blah blah. So get to that point, get Google happy with what they want you to do, which is to create some kind of campaign. This is not why I'm bringing you to this site. I do not use pay-per-click. So, but this is where, and as soon as you've created your first campaign, they're going to let you get to some of the features I need you to get to, being tools as one of them. So when you come on your home page at Google AdWords, this is what you'll see after you've created your account. Again, put a budget of $1 a day, give them the credit card number, and as soon as it's up and they're saying, hey, we're going to make sure that your ad's okay and they're going to approve it, just go in and pause that campaign. It'll never run. What we want to get to is this up here, which is their tools. So if you're on here, you're going to see Keyword Planner right here. And this is where I spend all of my time when I am looking or working with a client on their SEO. This is how it's going to look. And all I want to do is search for new keyword and ad group ideas. So it's going to pull this up for you. Now, let's talk about this for a second, because there's some areas, what's your landing page, what's your product and category. I personally leave those blank. I want full knowledge of everything. Targeting down here, if it's the first time that you have done this, instead of United States, it may say all, unless you are doing uh, international. Most of my clients only want to target the United States, and maybe they might even only want to be targeting a certain region. So you can enter a target location. If you only want certain traffic information about Pittsburgh, you can add these and keep adding nearby regions, and it will bring down the filter of what Google is saying. But for this demonstration purposes, I'm going to go ahead and leave it on United States and all languages, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to ask it to show me the average of monthly searches for the last 12 months, and I'm going to type in my first word. So, um, what is a keyword? Well, I'm going to go back to our demo site here, and I'm going to take this first one that I just pulled up, a random product. And again, if you're doing e-commerce, unless it's your product, then you have some things you need to take into consideration outside of just what the keywords are. So this is an Undercover Flex Tonneau cover. This is the title that was given to us by Undercover for this particular product. So I'm going to go back over here and whoops, I'm going to go back over here and I'm going to paste that in because I want to see, hang on, I want to see how many people are searching for that. Alright, so what it's going to default you to is this screen. And it's going to have these big blue boxes and your product or service is right here. But it's going to default you to ad group ideas. I don't work within ad group ideas. I guess you can. I work within keyword ideas. So just click over to the next tab because I want to see exactly how many searches are going on and I want some ideas. The first time you do this, if you'll scroll down to the bottom here, it's going to default to 1 of 30. I always open that up to give me 100 of them to get a good idea. So Undercover Flex Tonneau cover is searched 260 times a month. So what I'm going to do, if that's what I'm really working on, is I'm going to pull up an Excel sheet and I'm going to lengthen this up, and hang on a second. I'm going to grab this. I'm going to put my mouse at the end of the word hi and hold down the right button, and I'm going to run my mouse all the way over, and I'm going to copy this and I'm going to drop it right in there. Now it automatically will take and drop it into the column B and C, and why I'm doing that is I got to do a lot of research to do. Is this the best title for my product? If it's not, I'm going to have a lot of them on there, and I want to be able to go back at some point in time and remember how many searches per month and whatnot. Alright, so why do I not just export and download all? There are things on these that Google has given me that I have no interest in, right? And I don't want undercover flex prices. There's certain ones I might not want, but I do want to see how people are finding this product, and Google's going to tell me. So, okay, there's a Dodge. This is for a Dodge, so maybe I gotta think like my customer. If I wanted a tonneau cover, would I search for the Flex tonneau cover, or would I search for, let's see if I would search for Dodge tonneau cover. Let's see. This is where you must become your customer. Alright. So, Dodge tonneau cover 110. Tonneau covers 40,500. Truck tonneau covers 1,900. Dodge Ram tonneau cover 320. So let's talk about how these searches, what are these people searching for? Boy, that would be really cool if we could come up for tonneau covers, right? Or would it? Because every page on your website is the ability to come up on the front page of Google for a search. Now, someone that's just searching tonneau covers, why are you just searching tonneau covers? You just want to do a report on tonneau covers? You want to see who makes tonneau covers? You're just kind of kicking the tires on tonneau covers? Or do you have a Dodge and you're looking to get a tonneau cover for it? So you want to make sure, if you're going to be optimizing your pages, that you really are bringing those people who really want that. Because let's say that we optimize this to tonneau covers and you started ranking for it. Well, how do we know what you don't want to bring people to your site for tonneau covers if they have Toyota and you're selling Dodge tonneau covers? So I really think I'm going to shut that down so I don't keep doing that. I really think I'm interested in this Dodge Ram tonneau cover because 320 people know they've got the vehicle. I know that's what my part is, so I'm going to put this down here, and then I'm going to go back in and just play a minute more. So Dodge Ram 1500. Anybody searching for that? Dodge Ram 1500 tonneau cover. Well, there you go. There's 110 people who know they have a Ram and they know it's a 1500 and they're looking for a tonneau cover. Definitely would probably put that on my list. And don't rush through this, guys. Again, 40,000 people are looking for tonneau covers, but people are looking for shoes all day long too. But if you sell high heel shoes, you want the people who know they want black sparkly high heel shoes instead of just a random I just want to see shoes and mess around for a while. So you especially when you have many thousands of parts on your site, you want to make sure that if Google is bringing this page up for them, that it's got what they want. You don't want them to go, oh, it's tonneau covers, but I don't immediately see the Dodge, so I'm going to go ahead and say see ya and bounce out of there. So let's just pretend that, well, and let's look here. Let's look for undercover, and let's see, just real quick, let's see. If people are looking for undercover tonneau covers for Dodge. I don't want to be too quick. I want to make sure I'm picking the right one. Alright, so undercover tonneau, they're looking 2,900. Does undercover have any people looking for Dodge? Here's a nice one. Dodge, another 300. Oh, we already have that one. It's a good thing I have my little sheet over there. Alright. So let's just play on this for a second. Alright. So let's go back over here and let's say that I decided I'm going to use Dodge Ram tonneau cover. So a couple things I'm going to do first. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to paste this into my browser bar and I'm going to see what comes up. Dodge Ram tonneau covers. So auto anything comes up. Dodge Ram 15 tonneau covers. Am I missing out by not putting an S in here? This is how we're figuring out how your people are finding it, right? Everyone's looking a little bit different. So yeah, so those guys, including auto anything, they're adding the S to the end of it. Now they're still up there because, of course, Google knows cover and covers are similar. But you know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and go with the cover instead of the covers, so so that I have a better chance on this. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go back to my Drupal site. And of course, you'll probably do a lot more research on this, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to change my title of this. And I'm going to go Dodge Ram tonneau cover. Now, if I'm going to put something else in here, because you have probably a lot of tonneau covers on your site, and you can only use this title once, right? This URL, it has to be unique. So on this one, I might decide, just in case I pick up another tonneau cover brand, and or again, I'm using this, but anything, and they also have Dodge Ram tonneau covers, I might either do undercover, let's see, flex tonneau covers. So why did I put that pipe, and what is a pipe? A pipe is a separation right here. This little bar that I put in between there, I put a space and then a pipe and then a space. And you can find that on your keyboard. If you look down on your keyboard, right above your enter button, there's a key that has a little straight line on it and then a backslash. So if you hit shift and hit that button, that pipe will come up. And that's just a clean way to separate my titles. So people that are going to see that are going to say Dodge Ram tonneau cover. That's what they're looking for. They're going to see it's undercover flex tonneau cover. Just gives a little bit more information. What I'm going to do here, though, now that I've done that, is this description that's on here, that came to me from undercover, right? So, and I didn't need to do this because I know what it's going to show. But if you're ever curious about your content, I'm going to take this whole URL, except for the fact that I'm editing, so I'm going to leave that out. I'm going to take this whole URL. I'm going to go to a website called Copyscape. So I already put that URL in here and I hit search. So there are at least, and this is on a free account, right? There are at least 7 results that I found that says this paragraph is duplicate content. Well, you've heard, if nothing else, you've heard duplicate content's bad, right? And so when there's 9,000 other websites that are carrying this, do you want Google to go, well, they said it first, and so I'm not going to bring you up? No, you don't. All right, so what do we do now? Well, we know that on Drupal, the first line, the first sentence, is going to become our meta description. So we're going to not have to rewrite the book here, but we're going to rewrite some of this content. All right, so I'm going to use these. I'm going to use these in my top sentence if those are the. Well, I'm not going to use undercover, but I'm going to use Dodge Ram tonneau cover. I'm going to say the same thing. Dodge Ram tonneau cover from undercover is their flex tonneau cover line. Something to this effect, right? It's got to make sense. You want the keywords as close to the front of that sentence as you possibly can, because they're going to come up, just like when I Googled Dodge Ram tonneau cover. If you'll see, what Google is trying to do is these have those words in the page title. It says Dodge Ram tonneau cover. They've highlighted it on the URLs where those words show up, and they've highlighted it in your meta description. So if Google is highlighting this, it means they're paying attention to it and they want you to pay attention to it as well. So I am going to pay attention to it. Now, all of this stuff down here, I have Webmaster Tools, web development tools on my system, so you won't see all those. Don't worry about it. It's just stuff that I like to see when I'm looking at something, so don't worry about that. But knowing these are the first 3 steps that Google's looking for, I'm going to pay attention to it as well. The closer to the front of this meta description as possible means that I have a better chance of them finding it, because see here, when they put Dodge Ram and then the dot dot dot, Google's only picking up the first 156 characters of your meta description, and in the title they're only picking up the first 70 characters. So a character is not a word, it's not it's a character. So any word, if there's 5 letters in the word and you put a space, then that's 6 characters. And then if you put a space and then another word and a period is a character, a space is a character. So I'm really going to pay attention to what I'm doing on here, and I want to make sure that this is Dodge Ram Tonneau cover. I want to make sure that what it says up here is somewhere in that very first one. And then we don't need to again come up with new descriptions. We just want to make sure, so we're seeing when it comes to gymnastics, politics, truck bed, flexibility is the key. Alright, so we know what that sentence says, right? So, and I know, guys, that this is a pain in the butt, but if you want to play on the internet and you want to be successful, you got to play by the rules. And all the search engines are saying is, look, we like good content, we like fresh content, and we don't want to bring up, when someone's searching for chocolate chip cookie recipes, they don't want to bring up 10 of the same cookie recipes. They want to bring up options for their customer, and their customer is that person searching for your product on there. So, you know, it's not a race to see how quick you can get this done. This is going to be depending on if you get ever found on the front page of Google. So take your time and make sure this stuff is accurate. So I'm going to take this first sentence, and this is all I'm going to do on this, and then we'll come back. But when it comes to gymnastics, politics, and truck bed cargo control, flexibility is key. So what do you want to say about this? So cargo control, you know your products. So I'm going to take pieces of this. First folding, Tonneau features a sleek low profile with its folding, sleek, and low profile design. Undercover has created the perfect flexible Tonneau cover for your Dodge Ram 1500. Alright, so again, so I'm going to rewrite everything. It's going to say exactly the same thing, but I'm going to rewrite it. I'm going to take the essence of what they're saying. There's 100 ways to say something, right? There's 100 ways to get across a room. Make sure that your stuff is unique. Now on this one, I'm going to get rid of the Dakota because we'll use that in another product display later. We'll show you that. Anyway, people like bullet points. So on your page right here, we've included multiple ones in a drop down. So to do a bullet point, I might do this. I might bold this and bold that. and this, and I'll probably close this up. Just clean it up a little bit from how it loaded from the Excel sheet on here. Alright. You can bold out the areas that you want people's attention to go to. Remembering something that people aren't really going to read this, but Google is, right? So good content on your pages. So you want to get your point across to them as soon as possible. And for those that do read it, you want it to make sense. So you want to check your spelling, and we can do that right here from the. So it's saying Tono is spelled incorrectly. That's not true. They just don't understand Tono. And bed rails, this particular industry, if you're in it, you understand you have a lot of words that the dictionary doesn't agree with. But all right, so bottom line is I'm going to make a new page title. I'm going to change up my content. I'm going to bold my content up, make sure there's white space in there. This has 239 words in it. I might do a little more words on it. If I can find a video, I would do a video and put it in here. Oh, I have to add videos to our demos, but I'm going to go down here, and in my meta tags, I'm actually going to take this and I'm going to paste it in there. I'm going to go ahead and leave my description as a summary because I'm pretty happy with that first sentence right there, and it says what I want to do, and then I'm going to save it. Alright, so now I have a new page title, which is up here, and now I have a new URL, which is down here, and I have a better chance of being found on the front page of Google because I have written something that people are looking for. Further into it, when we're talking about image and title tags, your website is already, if I moused over that, your image tags are already there based on the title they gave it, but if I was working on your site, I would go into my products and I would go ahead and use that keyword and make sure that that's in here, right? I want to tell Google more about my images. So Google likes images on pages, but these are the images that came over from Undercover. So we would like to, if we can, use those keywords in here. So Google goes, oh, well look, they are saying that those pictures are exactly what that person's looking for. So I would just do that as well, and I would save that product. Alright, now this is going to take a minute. It's re-indexing, so give your site a minute. Whenever you're editing in the products down here, your site is indexing constantly. It's a search engine, just like Google has a search engine. Your website on Drupal has a search engine as well. So now, when I mouse over, it says Dodge Ram tonneau cover. So, so now, if you have done this properly, you do not have duplicate content. You have a product name that has become your page title, and it became your URL, and we're happy as campers, and we're good to go. So what do you do next? All right, so you have to monitor your progress. Something that's free is whatsmyserp.com, and What's My SERP is a free site you can go to. I do not get paid. I don't care if you go there. I don't care if you go someplace else. But What's My SERP is a site you can find out how you rank. So you can log in free and manage your domains, check your SERPs. So if you create that Excel sheet I was telling you about, throw that search term in there, Dodge Ram tonneau cover, and then check every couple days. There is what's called the Google dance, right? So sometimes you might go up really fast. You're like, oh my God, I made it to page 1 overnight. And the next day you're off because they didn't realize what it was. They're taking a look at it. Usually it's a little bit slower of a growth. The more content you have on the page that's relevant to the part you have on the page or the item that you're selling is good. Links going out from that page to get more information we'll talk about in another tutorial, but that is always good. Additional images, videos on a page, those are all factors Google's taken into consideration. So you know, this is only step 1 in your SEO. Social bookmarking we'll talk about again. It's how to get Google to pay attention to your page once you've optimized it correctly, and we'll talk about that in another tutorial. I know it's been about half an hour and you're probably wanting to leave now, so hope this gets you started. If you have questions, you certainly can call me and we can go over this that's more pertinent to your products. We want to build you websites that will make you money, but we're not driving the race car. You are. So you need to understand what to do to get around this track. All right? Thanks a lot and have a good day.